I call a certain animal that we're going to bring up as a phobia of mine. And I call it a pool noodle because I can't say the word without being like, oh my God, and like cringing. Um, and everyone's like, what is a pool noodle? I'm like, think of an animal that is like a pool noodle and can fit in a pool noodle and is a reptile. I can,
A snake?
yeah, I can't say it freaks
No.
me out. It freaks me out. Sam has been such a good friend lately though, because he'll be like, hey, there's a pool noodle on my story. Don't watch. I'm like, thanks.
You're listening to Enhance, the podcast dedicated to highlighting real stories told by real people.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Enhance. I am your host, Gabby Sabat, per usual. Hashtag part 2 the remix. And we have one of our favorite people, Miss CJ. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, hey.
Oh my gosh, welcome back. You know, it's been a minute since season 1.
It has. It feels so good to be back. Thank y'all for having me.
Oh my God, of course. Give us some updates. What's been going on in your life since we last heard from you?
Oof, work, honestly. Just
Right.
been, so I work in the film industry, so it's been pretty busy in Birmingham, where I'm from. But now everything's on a halt because of the strikes. So as of like 2 weeks ago, I've just been chilling at home, kind of just like waiting to see like what direction things are gonna go in. So yeah.
Gosh, that is crazy. And yeah, the strikes are just out of this world. And like the media and press on it is just like, why are these people just not doing the right thing?
Yeah,
It's
it's literally
crazy.
so simple. It just do the right thing, and they just don't want to. So,
Eye roll, big eye roll. Girl. Well, I know you guys heard from me like probably like 2 weeks ago. You know, same thing, working, chilling, vibing, dealing with things, trauma anyway. Actually, that might be a good segue to us going into our topic for the day, which is phobias, but
ooh,
we can't jump into that just yet. We need to do our icebreaker.
yeah.
I'm so excited. Drum roll, please. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. What type of seasoning do you think you are?
Ooh,
This is
oh
a good one.
man. I the first thing that popped up in my head is lemon pepper because it's good on
Really?
literally everything. It's good on
That's
chicken, it's
sweet.
good on vegetables. And I feel like as a person, I mix well with anybody. So that's why I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Girl, you went so deep. I was over here like human. I don't well,
I mean,
like,
that's a good one too.
well, I'll
That's
say
a
this.
staple.
It is a staple, you know, a consistent, stable seasoning is meat.
Yeah.
But the reason I was like, oh yeah, cumin, like there's no other option, is because in the Middle Eastern culture we use cumin in a lot of like different meat seasonings,
Ah,
and it's just a win-win for all of us. And I just feel like a lot of my personality comes from my culture, and I'm very proud of my culture. So it's just it is what it is.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yeah. The amount of times I go, "My culture!" I mean, it's just Jesus, it's just something else, honestly. It's just something else. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just trauma.
Aw.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it. But now that we've decided to do something positive, let's talk about our phobias. let's let's do a 180 and talk about our worst fears. For those of you who don't know what a phobia is, it is something that is an like intimate fear, and it's something that's really hard to kind of block out. There's a lot of psychology behind it. There's a lot of trauma that can be attached to it. There is a lot of different random things that could trigger it. Um, how you react to it can be, part of the whole phase. Some people really do go through therapy for it. Some people do not. Here we are. I have not, at least. I'm not sure about CJ, but we'll get into it. But if you're triggered by needles, this might not be a conversation for you. I like to call them pool noodles, but snakes. You can spell, I hope, if you're listening. Not a fan. CJ, is there any trigger warnings for your phobias? No.
No,
She's
I don't
she's
think
like,
so.
she's like, "I'm just diving in. I'm just hoping for the best." But if if you feel targeted and you don't want to listen, that's okay. We love you. Go listen to another episode and check us out on our website, our blog, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you may have, we are available. All right. So CJ, tell me a little bit about you and your interaction with phobias.
So it's so funny because I feel like I have so many phobias. Like it's so many things that I'm afraid of. And
Absolutely.
it's wild. I've been like that since I was in preschool, literally. Like that's when it first kind of like came into play for me. And like for me, the very first thing that I was afraid of was water. And it's crazy because it's just like, why are you afraid of water? Especially like I'm a Pisces too. I'm a water sign. Like that, it makes no
Yeah,
sense.
girl, that don't make no sense.
Like, what do you mean? What do you mean you don't like water? It's crazy. But
Oh my
I
gosh.
remember like my mom would like give me baths as a kid and I would just like cry. I would just scream bloody murder because I was just like, oh, I don't like water. Like it's just I don't know what it was about it. But um so because of my fear of water then, like as a kid, most people like take swim lessons as a kid because it's like super easy to do.
Right, with a little
My parents
kickboard.
attempt yeah, 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 you know?
Girl, yeah,
But I
girl.
was not one of those people, like, my parents tried to put me in swim lessons, and I couldn't do it, I just could not do it, and so my mom tells the story all the time of, like, my swim teacher as a kid, like, called her at work one day and was like, "She's just not like, is it any way that you can, like, come up here and, like, maybe if you sit with her, like, things will be better?" No,
No,
literally did not
no.
change anything.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah, from there stemmed a whole list of phobias.
Oh my gosh.
But, I think that that was, like, one of my worst ones, and I, to this day, have not fully I don't know, it's
I
weird,
have
like,
not fully
I'm not
recovered.
afraid of water now, I love water. I love being in water, but now I'm just, like, afraid to learn how to swim because I'm afraid of drowning, if that makes sense. Like,
Well,
it's
it
just
looks like one phobia kinda led into another kind of thing. Like, you
yeah,
kinda, like, shifted your fear towards the drowning part, which is so interesting.
yeah,
Is there a
yeah.
reason do you think, like, it started off as drowning, but it just, like you were just like, "Water, oh my god, there's a potential,"
Yeah,
like,
no,
yeah.
actually, yeah, for sure. I'm really glad you said that because I think so. I remember like I have this really vivid memory of like the very first swim lesson I had. And their swim lessons were to literally like take all the kids and take them to like the Olympic pools and just toss them in. So I remember like
No.
they would like let
No.
right?
No. I would be traumatized too.
Yes.
I would not
Like,
have it.
what do you mean? I'm like 3 years old. Like, no. But no, they
Psycho.
would like line us up and they would like let us sit on the ledge so like we could put our feet in and kind of like get comfortable that
Yeah,
way. And I just
get
remember,
it.
I just remember like looking down and the water was just so deep. And I remember like just feeling like a little fish in this like huge, oh my gosh. And that
Mm-mm.
just like I just never got through that. Like, even to this day, I can't it really it's a real fear for me to even go to the deep end.
Yeah, it honestly could not be me. If I was literally thrown in the water as my first, like, I would be so scared of it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think that's 100% like makes sense. So do you think like that fear, like that initial fear of water went into other phobias too? Like not just drowning? Did it also go into like anything else?
Um, like anything, like other phobias
Like
in
other
general, just
phobia.
like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Because
Oh,
then like once I open the door to that fear, it's just like I just allow other things to make me scared of it. So yeah.
and how do you react? Like for me, like when I see a pool noodle specifically, I have a full I feel like there's one on my body or one sitting on my head. Like I get like super uncomfortable and super anxious.
Yeah. So it's not like that with me for the swimming, but another phobia I have is just like fear of bees and wasps. I literally can't
Mm,
do it. So like you said, like I feel like it's on me even if I hear it or like I see it in a distance. I'm like, "Oh my gosh, where's the other one?" Like,
yeah,
and it's so funny because
poor
Sam, we love
guy.
Sam. We were
Sorry,
like
Sam.
working
Throwing you
we
under
were
the bus
working
today.
one day. He's gonna remember this and laugh. But like we were working one day in the office and we like to open the door to get some fresh air in, like one day
Oh my
in the
god.
middle of the summer, we had this door open and this ginormous bee just like comes in the office and I immediately just like freaked out. I was like, nope, I can't do it. So like I went out like the other side of the office and he was like, CJ, like it's okay. I'm like, Sam, no, it's really not. Like you don't
This is an
understand.
emergency.
He's like, well, they feel like more harm from you when you move. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like
Bye. See you
I just
later.
can't do it. But even to this day, like I've tried to like not be afraid of them. I just can't. It's so hard for me. But yeah, I think that would be my next big phobia outside of
Yeah. I
drowning.
mean, I don't know. And I mean, I'm sure you like scroll really fast on TikTok if you see something, but like I've been really invested in like those beehive or like bee get the bees out videos. And I and usually I'm the same way. I don't really like insects just in general. I don't think it's a phobia, but I just don't like them. But like I'll sit there and like hold my phone up and I will stare at it and be like, how are they getting these bees out without like freaking out? Like if
Yeah.
like literally the other day, Tyler, who was another guest host on season 1, shout out to him. Me and him went and got snow cones and literally we're sitting in the car watching these bees, like 70 bees, just like too many bees like
Oh my
this
God.
attack this like trash can. And I was just like, there is no way. And so I was like, when we get out of the car, just run to the other side. Well, then you look on the other side and they're starting one over at the other trash can, because they want all of the sweets and stuff that goes in there. And I'm like, oh
Yeah.
my God. I was like, y'all know you have bees over there, right? And they were like, yeah, it happens every summer. And I said, that's ridiculous. You gotta take care of that. I mean, even like some of them would fly next to us and we were like, oh my God, like move.
Yeah. Oh my
No,
gosh.
you would have just put, all right. And you would just look back and put it in reverse and put it in reverse, Terry. Come on, Terry. Put it in reverse. Jesus. I even I don't know why this one just popped in my head because you said water. It's happy birthday, Raven. I can't swim. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh Lord.
That's hilarious.
And I think it's really great, to find the humor in your fears. Obviously, like my pool noodle fear is not really for me, it's not hilarious at all. Like that one, I'm like, whatever. But people are talking about needles, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. Not a big deal. What
Uh,
not? I'll make a joke. I'll be like, because literally, like I've seen uh in my day, a lot of people like to take me to go get tattoos done, to get
mm.
piercings. I sat there, I held their hand right there, right next to it. I said,
Okay, I
it's
was
not,
gonna ask, I was like, does that like affect you in any way to watch other people?
I mean, now do I enjoy watching people hurt themselves? No. But I mean, because it's like I remember this one, a girl I was friends with back in college. She wanted to get a tattoo on her side boob, and she ended up getting a pineapple, and it was cute. Don't get me wrong, but like she held my hand so tight that my carpal tunnel was screaming. Okay,
Oh my
like
god.
I was like, because she was holding one hand, my hand, and then I was holding another girl's hand, and we were like making a circle so that I mean, we were good friends at that time, but like she was in pain. I was like, I mean, I'm not gonna watch it. Did
Yeah.
I? I mean, it was interesting, but like, as long as it's not coming at me, I have no problem. I'll be like, yeah, go get your nipples pierced. Do it. I think I've
Yeah.
like 3 friends to get them pierced. I don't know why it's me, but it's me. I like to think I've been called the mom friend, but I think I've definitely taken the role of the mom friend, and that's why I get dragged to these things. But like, have that needle come at me, I'm shaking. I'm trying to keep the
Yeah.
nurse off me. The only time, and this is going to be hilarious. I wonder if my brother listens to these because then he'll remember this story. But me and my brother Matthew, we went to urgent care because I had to get like some kind of shot done for college, because you got to do that medical form before you go.
Mhm.
And here we are at the doctor's office, and I'm freaking out. I'm like sitting there, like, oh my God, like I'm gonna get. My brother's like, it's okay, you're gonna be fine, like trying to calm me down. And I was freaking out. And then all of a sudden, the most sexiest man enters the room, and I'm just like sitting there, like, hello. And before I knew it, he was out the door, and then I look at my arm, and I had the shot. I didn't say one. That was the only time I was not scared of it.
Wow.
Only time. And my brother was like, "So you did all of that for nothing?" And I was like, "Well, I mean, he was cute." And then the nurse came back in, and he was like, asking me questions like, "What's your date of birth?" and blah 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 blah. I was like, "Oh, this is my birthday," and like this is like all the answers. And he was like laughing at me because of course my birthday is the most ironic date, because it's September 11th anyway. And
Oh. Aw.
it's all, I feel so bad.
Wait.
I think I
Oh
turned
no, it's
3.
August. I'm like, wait, you just had it. No, it's
No, not
next month.
yet. Not yet.
That's how
Literally less than
far
a month.
removed from time I am right now.
Girl, you're good. Yesterday I thought it was Monday. So, you know what? You're good. You're good. But anyways, he was asking me all these questions. I found out he was a Marine. He had
Oh
hot
wow.
tattoos. I said, "Oh wow, where'd you get those?" Like, and I'm like literally a senior in high school. Like, I'm a child. Like, why am I acting this way? Anyway, but that was the only time like I had a good time with needles because I wasn't looking at it. I was fully in love with this man. I don't
Yeah, you
know.
were distracted. It's
Yeah, and I mean,
easy. It's
he was
easier.
making some money being a nurse. Like, come on, God bless. I don't know. But it was fun. It was a good time. But that was it was a good time. But that was the only time I wasn't scared of needles. Every other time I've like fully like been like so shaky and nervous because of like the initial reaction where
Mhm.
literally my blood like veins like tense up and they close because they're so like messed up. But I think that's where my trauma comes because if you're watching on here, you might not be able to see it actually, but I still have like needle wounds in the like little sockets of my arms, like where
Mhm.
I bend it. And like I just remember like pretty much being pinned to the bed so they could do it. And then my
Mhm.
veins were so contracted, that was the word I was looking for earlier, contracted, that they couldn't get anything out. So they just kept stabbing to try to find the vein because they
Oh
thought
my
they couldn't find
god.
the vein. But it's not that they didn't find it, they were closed. They were closed for business.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know where my poo noodle fear came from, to be honest with you. Um, I'll have to think about that one and get back to y'all next season. But I'm too traumatized now because
Yeah.
recently, like the last like month or two, like that's the trigger. Like that's all the triggers are coming up. Like people are posting them on TikTok on their stories. There's
Oh.
news stories with them in it. And I'm like, can we not talk
Yeah,
about
like
this?
why?
I'm
Of
like, Jesus.
everything you can post.
I have one friend, he's a Virgo, fellow
Nice.
Virgo. We love it. He works at the zoo, not in St. Louis, but he works at a zoo, and he always be putting a
I feel
bu
like I know this person.
I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
I'm s He went
I
to college
immediately
with
re
us.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. Just for the sake of, we're not gonna talk about
One
it,
of my
but
besties, yeah.
yeah, he's a bestie. He was a day one for me. But anyway, so he works at the zoo and he always posts different animals and stuff. And today, obviously not when this comes out, but when we're recording this, he posted one of those things on there, didn't tell me. But also, I don't think he knows. I don't think he's like aware, but like, did I open it? No. I just see the little circle on Snapchat and I'm like, we're gonna
N
just keep
no.
going. I'll put him at the bottom because we have a streak too. So, like, I answered it and I just went, here's 50 other snaps I can answer. So you're at the bottom, so I don't see it.
Right.
Poor guy.
Oh
He,
gosh.
he loves his job, so it's all good. What's
That's
another what's another fear of yours, CJ?
Ooh, I would say, I don't know, it's not so much now, but it was when I was younger. Again, when I was I had so many things when I was young. Um, like a fear of public speaking. Like, it was, like, a real thing.
Oh,
Like, I would have, like, a full-on panic attack before I had to, like, speak in front of somebody. It was bad. Even in college, like, we had to take a public speaking course. It was, like, required. So there was,
I
like, no
I
way
don't
for
know
me to
how I got out of that.
Me
I think I
either.
took 2 O's or something. Like there was like you had to have certain letters in our college. For those of you
Uh-huh.
who haven't been to Spring Hill, bless your hearts. Um, it's probably better for you. But pretty much like you had to have a certain amount of O's and S's and I's and all this. And so I don't know if I just had enough O's to not take this public speaking class, but I didn't have to take it. I got lucky.
Lucky.
I mean,
But I'm grateful for it though, because, like, after finally confronting that fear of public speaking, like, and I had to, like, it was no choice, I had to get over it, like, I it was better for me because
do
now I'm not
you
afraid to talk in front of crowds.
do you have any like so you don't have any fear of it at all anymore? At all?
Not really. I mean, if it was like a stadium of people,
Sure.
maybe, but, like, for small crowds, no.
Hmm. Yeah, I know for me, um, I don't mind public speaking, but my body hates me. So I have full anxiety as I'm up there. But like I know I'm going to
Mm,
be fine. Like the other day
mhm.
I was running a training and it was like a short training. It's like an hour. Like it wasn't like a huge training. Like I was so hot, I had to take my sweater off because I was sweating
That
because
happens to me too.
yeah, so your body's having that initial reaction, but like
Yeah.
your mind is like, okay, like let's just talk about it. Like let's just hang out.
Like, your mind's chill, but your body is like, "Mm,
Your mind's telling me no. My
oh my
body's
body."
telling me yeah. That's literally what's happening. The only other thing that I could think of, like public speaking wise, quote unquote, is I have a really deep fear of singing in front of people by myself, not in a group.
Wow,
I can do it.
really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the only time if it's like just my friends, like I'm comfy. It's not a big deal. But like I remember one time I tried out for this play and they had me sing a solo and I choked up. No, it wasn't a play. It was a oh my god, an a cappella group. And then I
Oh,
literally then they were
wow.
like, "Can you sight read?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I could, but then I got there and I froze and I was just like, God bless. I mean, so I have a hard time singing by myself. Now, if I'm in a play, it's fine, which is again, weird. It's just weird. But like, there has been times where I literally just sat there and I was like, I don't want to do
Oh,
this. And then just like run off. So, but I like, okay, I'm also a competitive dancer.
wow,
I
I
started,
never knew that.
yeah. So
That's
weird stuff about
awesome.
me. Weird stuff about me. But I've
That's
been
not
dancing
weird, that's insanely cool.
It's pretty cool. I can't lie. It's pretty. Anyway, I've been dancing since I was 2 and I competed a lot, especially in high school. Um, and that's fine. No issues. I did a what did I do? I did a lot of group numbers. I did I've had solos before, but not any memorable ones. But like, no problem. I could do a dance, but like, I
It's
don't know
just
what it is.
singing. It's
It's
different.
singing
Yeah.
like half half. Like, yeah, like I can freeze up if I'm like really, I guess if I'm really nervous and in that situation, but
Mm.
bless
So,
it.
like, being surrounded by other people who are singing helps you a little
Oh,
bit more?
yeah. Well, like, and I think I'm getting over that one because I've been like singing in front of people that are not friends of
Mhm.
mine or like just new friends. So that's kind of good. I hope I move through that because I love singing and I love performing. So hopefully that just gets over. Do you have a fear changing, gears here? Do you have a fear of like driving
No.
or like getting in an accident?
Yeah, well, I don't I don't know if I would call it a fear of getting in an accident. I don't know, but I do, like, have these moments that's super weird that I'll be driving and I'll, like, daydream, like, "What if I had a crash?" That's super weird. Have
100%.
you ever, like,
100%.
daydreamed about a possible crash? It's weird, I don't
Oh,
know.
and it's not even a daydream. Honestly, it's traumatic in itself because I'll sit there and be like, "Oh my gosh," like example, like this morning, literally, I got a cake pop from Starbucks because why not?
Nice.
Even though I don't drink coffee. That's another problem. Anyway, um and I'm like eating the cake pop as I'm like driving on the highway and I was like, if I got in a crash, they would have found this stick like through my cheek or something.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
what
about
an
that too.
irrational thought. And I'm, like, sitting there like, "Gabby, that is
That's
so
so funny
toxic."
because, like, literally earlier this week, I was driving without my shoes on because it's a long story. Anyway, I didn't have shoes on. I had socks on, just not shoes. But I, like, thought about it and I was like, "What if somebody just, like, hit me straight on and I didn't have shoes on?" And, like, my foot would be, like, gone. Like, that's crazy. Like, I
Uh,
I do have, like, weird, like, intrusive thoughts like that.
yeah, like and I think for me, that stems from when I first got a car. Me and this girl from my high school, still love her to death, she's amazing. We got into an accident together on our way to like a little shindig at our friend's house. And pretty much we slid on ice, but at the same time, my brake fully broke and went like the pedal went into the
Oh,
floor.
man.
And
Mhm.
so like I soccer mommed her because I was like scared for her life because I was scared for my
Mhm.
life. And we ran into the car in front of us. I mean, obviously we weren't going like 80 miles an hour. We were on like a regular road, so it was probably around like 35, 45 miles an hour, but still. Um,
Yeah.
and I mean, I totaled that car pretty much, which was so like
Wow.
scary, you
Yeah.
know. And
I'm
just
glad
after
y'all
that
are okay.
moment, yeah, me too. I mean, who would have thought? But I think it stemmed from that because I remember my boyfriend in high school. If he's
Mhm.
listening to this, hey. Um, I was like saying that because it's just random. But anyway, so my boyfriend in high school, he would always like pick me up for dates or something, cutesy stuff. High school loves, yeah, whatever.
Mhm.
And I would like hold on to the side of the door because I was so scared after that. And he was like, "You're fine. Like, Gabby, we're okay. Like, we're going to speed limit, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I know I just have to hold on to something. Like, I don't know. Like that made me feel better to like be on
Yeah.
top of the door. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It'll be times too where I'm driving with my mom. She's with me all the time. But, like, she'll be riding with me, and even if I, like, make a turn a little too hard, like, she's like, "Oh my god," like, it's crazy. But then I used to get, like, really frustrated. I'm like, "Oh, can you, like, not do this?" Like, because that
literally
freaks me
same.
out.
My mom's like,
But then
she's like, "I gotta be sitting in the back if you're driving because I'll
yeah.
get scared." I'm like, "Girl, oh
Yeah,
my
I'm the
god."
same way. But then I had to think about it. It's like she acts that way because she was hit really bad by a drunk driver when she was my age. So it's just like, you know,
Careful.
be things that happen beforehand that kind of trigger those emotions,
Oh,
those fears. So it's just like, that's crazy how that works.
dude. I mean, some of them are just rough. I mean, I think my mom's the same way because she got in a huge, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She got into a huge accident when I was younger and she was pregnant with my brother,
Mm.
where the car, like, they couldn't like open the door. Like they had to like, get her out and stuff, and they had to get me out. I was asleep in the back. I'm like, girl,
Oh,
like I didn't
wow.
even wake up. Like I was like, and then they opened the door and I was like, hi, like who are you? They gave me
Oh
a
my
teddy bear.
God.
I still have it.
Aw. Oh, wow.
It's so sad because it was such a like a rough moment. But I'm guessing some fire departments do that when kids are involved in like something a little traumatic. They try to make it better, which I think that's why I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Um, but she has some driving anxiety, and it was subtle for a little bit, and then it got a little bit worse as we got older and she got older and all that stuff. So I wonder if they like go in and out like that for everyone. Because you even mentioned that like now you're not scared of water, but now you're scared of drowning, which is a whole different thing.
Mhm.
So I wonder if everybody has different phobias or fears that go in and out and like can be consistent but not all the time.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
it totally does. And I've never thought about that until now.
Right? Like
Like,
think about it.
oh, yeah.
Think about it. Like I mean, I'm sure I had a fear for a really long time because my dad, he's man of the house, all that good stuff. And so I used to be afraid of my dad a lot. Not that that was a good or bad thing, it was just there.
Mhm.
Um, which my mom is like, it instilled in you that there was someone watching you, so you had to, be careful and stuff. But like now I look at my dad and I'm like, you good, bro? Like, what do you think of this? And he'll be like, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, all right. But I
Yeah,
mean, I used to be really scared, and now I'm like, oh, whatever, it's fine. But they
yeah,
just go in and out like that, so you just, you wonder
yeah. Oh,
what happens. What happens like in the future? Like, or is it going to get worse? Well, okay,
yeah,
wait.
like,
Big question. Big question. How do you deal with it when you start spiraling? See, just like I
honestly,
don't.
I was like, I don't. But then I think about it. I just take a moment and just be like, it's I don't not that it's not real because it is real, but like I don't know. I just tell myself that I'm in my head, and it's just like 99% of the problems I cause are just because I'm just really overthinking it, if that makes sense.
Mm,
And then I'll think about that and be like, okay, I can chill out a little bit, if that makes sense. But yeah, I don't even know that I
hmm. Yeah, I
really
don't know.
do
Like
deal with it.
for me, if I mean, I definitely do like the Gabby, you're just overthinking it, you're in your head, like calm down. But I get a lot of like, I don't know, my head just like kind of puts visuals in my head and don't love it. Thank you. Fix yourself. Maybe I'm senile. Anyway, um, but yeah, I just get like super like invested, I guess, once it hits, especially about like pool noodles.
Mm,
Uh And so like I don't know, I find a lot of healing through praying. That's not for everyone and I totally understand. But I,
mhm,
I I like to sit there and go, "Hey God, like I'm just really struggling right now. Like I'm freaking out. Like I know you're with me. Like help me calm down.
mhm,
I'll get back on my phone. I'll play a game or something I know is safe
mhm.
to try to like distract me and get me thinking about something else because my mind will obsess over it, like I said. Um, and that's how I calm down. I like pray about it and then I like play a game on my phone.
Wait, that's
Or
actually I'm really glad you said that because I'm like a super I'm a big faith person, so
oh yeah.
that's definitely like a go-to. I'm really surprised I didn't say that. But like even just like another fear that I have is like fear of failure. And so I just like I'm always
Mm,
in my head about, man, like what if my life pans out this way? And it's just like it's just a real thing that like gets me every day. Like it's really bad that I spiral so bad and I don't know how to pick myself up from that. So, like, my go-to is to pray, and then I'll just be like, "You know what? I know my life's in your hands. You got this, like, I'll do my part to try to
Right.
help myself get over this, but I'm gonna also lean on you too." And it's kinda just like a comfort thing, and then I feel like this instant peace about it, you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really glad that you mentioned prayer because that's actually a huge part, a huge help of how it kinda, like, helps level me back.
Yeah. Well, even if like, like it could be like even if I have to get a shot, I'm just like, God, like, can we just talk about this?
Help me out here.
Right. No, I can't tell you how many times I just look up and I'm just like, what are you doing, bro? Like,
Yeah,
because like
yeah.
I feel like my relationship with God, like, yes, he's the father and stuff and all that good stuff. But like I kind of look at him as like a good friend, you know?
Yeah, like your
Uh,
best friend that you just have random conversation with. Like, my
right.
prayers are just like me talking to him, being like, "Hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah,
how'd
majority
your
of
day
mine
go?"
are
That's
too.
just my
Yeah, I'm
mine.
just like,
Yeah.
dude, what did we do today? I mean, come on. Like, I will say stuff like that all the time because, like, that's how I feel like I
Mhm,
can relate and have a relationship with God. Um, but I know some people, it's just a higher being. It's, a god or
yeah,
goddess that they connect to. It could be nothing, just talking to
mhm,
the air if they don't, if they're atheists or something like that, and
mhm.
respectfully, like, totally understand that that's where your faith lies and spiritualness lies. Because some people are really spiritual, but they're
Absolutely.
atheists. And it's
Yeah,
like, it's really interesting. It's a really cool combination.
yeah, for sure.
But I just think you have to find your own peace with it in the sense
Mhm.
of like trying to deal with it. Cause like I know for like needles, literally I'll set an appointment and I'll drive there and sometimes I'll just go home. Like, I won't even walk in, and
Oh,
sometimes that takes me, like, a couple times before I walk in, like, when COVID was happening and we had to do shots, right? You had to get all of those shots. Um, I mean, for, like, the first shot, it took me, like, 2 or 3 tries before I could actually get myself to get into the Walgreens to take the shot, so, you gotta do it at your own pace. Um, and everyone's like, "You didn't get it yet?" And I'm like, "Guys, I'm literally shitting my pants every
yeah,
time
it's a
I'm going."
process.
Like, I'm sweating bullets going into this. Like, you have to understand, like, I'm
Yeah,
trying to do it, but it's just not working as quickly as everyone would want.
mhm,
Which then that kind of gave me the courage to feel obligated to go to the second one because there was that like, I don't know what was it, like 3 weeks or a month that you had to go back and get the other one. So I felt, but I mean, it was definitely a hard time, but I did it at my own pace, and I recommend that if you're going through something similar to just take it at your own pace, breathe. If you find comfort in talking to a higher being or God or whatever it is that you believe, do that.
mhm.
I know it helped me, and I know it's helped you
Yeah, for sure.
because I'll tell you right now, whoo, yikes, you know,
Yeah, it's so funny. I was watching this, TED Talk the other day, and she talked about, like, her own fears and, like, how she got over hers and then, like, how she would help other people get over theirs. And so basically what she does is she, like, has them, like, imagine that they're going to the movie theater, and on the screen is, like, the exact moment. Basically, first to get over it is that you have to go back and try to, like, trace where this came from, like, where's
right,
the moment that started all of this. Like, for me, the drowning, it came from being a little girl and, like, looking deep and being like, "I can't that's a lot of water," like,
right,
that specific moment, like, um, so, like, go through and, like, um, not trigger, but, like, pinpoint that moment and then, like, imagine that that's playing on the screen, and it just keeps repeating itself, and you keep watching it until you're, like, desensitized to it, and then which I thought was interesting,
hmm,
but basically just kinda, like, keep replaying that moment until it no longer, like, scares you, like, the thought of it no longer scares you. It's not something that can happen, like, instantly, like, just, like,
overnight,
over
right,
time, like, go back to that whenever you feel it um, coming up or like boiling up, think about, okay, like why am I feeling like this? Where did it start? And then kind of just like let that be your starting point. And then, yeah, just replay it, which I feel like is a
I
little
would have never
harsh
thought of
sometimes.
that.
Yeah, it's
I
a
would
little
have
harsh,
never
but
thought
like
of that.
it's also like the same thing if you practice something like over time you just get better with it. So it's kind of like that same kind of concept a little bit. Um but yeah, to do that and then she's like think of it too like you're the director of this scene. So like at any point you could change it.
Mm,
And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So like at any point you can decide, "Hey, I'm done being like paralyzed to this thing that like just has me in a chokehold." And it's scary, it's really scary, but I'm like, that's
yeah, I'm
it
scared
just had
already.
me thinking. It had me thinking. And I was like, that's a I think that's a cool tactic. And then she like something that kinda helped her through it because it's such a scary, like, thought to, like, keep replaying. She's like she tries to associate something positive with it. So, like, for me, even though the water itself was scary, but, like, the lead up to it was fun, like, putting on a bathing suit and, like, putting on
Right.
floaties, like, that part is fun. It's, like,
That's so
kinda,
cute.
like, help use those happy memories to kinda, like, help you through the scary one, if that makes sense. But
No, yeah,
I thought
that's
that was
good.
a cool way to kinda start the the process of
No, that's interesting. Yeah, as you were explaining it, I was, like, kinda trying to do it, and I was like, "No, no,
it's
I
scary and
can't."
like I said, it
No.
doesn't happen, like, right on point of, like, on the spot, but it's just, like, over time, it's just like, "Okay, I'll open that wound up a little bit more and then, like, see, like,
Yeah, no, it
kinda like."
couldn't be me. Oh, can't
I
be
even
me.
think about that, like, I kinda use that tactic, with, like, my fear of bees and wasps, and I'm like,
Mm,
this started because when I was super small and I got stung, like, I got a really bad sting, and I just remember, like, not seeing the bee, but hearing it, and then
mm,
next thing I know, it's just, like, this crazy pain coming out of, like, the back of my ear, and so
no.
I kinda, like, replay that in my mind. It's super hard to do, but, like, try to replay it to be like, "Okay, this wasn't so bad." It was horrible in the moment, but, like,
Oh,
the
sure.
feeling itself was I don't know, I don't know
No,
how it makes
I
me feel like.
fully get that, especially because like, so the first time I was ever stung by a bee, wasp, or whatever, it was on my cheek, like, right
Mm,
in the dent of my cheek, and I was not a happy camper either,
yeah, like,
but you gotta
worst
just live
feelings.
worst,
Top 10 worst
worst feeling. You just gotta, you gotta take it slow, like I said, like, go through the pain, figure it out, look into it. And there's never a right way to do it because I mean, you could like I said, you could totally forget
It's
about it and then
different for
become scared to it.
everybody. Yeah,
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 you could get scared of it again. Who
exactly.
knows?
But, yeah, I don't know, I try to, like, associate, like, a positive memory of the thing that I'm afraid of, if that makes sense.
No, that's good. That's a good, like, fair way of trying to, I don't wanna say handle it, but for lack of better words, to cope
To
with it,
help yeah.
yeah, to help move along, to help
Mhm,
try to calm down so you can continue with your day. I know for me, I used to be very paralyzed by pool noodles. Like,
mhm,
I would see one, it would ruin my entire day. I was in like anxiety to the nines. Um, Still pretty bad. I won't say it's that bad, but it's still pretty like, ugh, like I can't do it. Like, especially if I
mhm.
think about it a little too much, like I gotta put my hair up because my hair is hitting my neck and that makes me feel like it's there. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like I get super, super like in my head paranoid about it because I just like overthink about it. But once you kind of take the time to realize that you're just like going in on it a little too much, you step back, you really do like figure it out.
yeah, and sometimes it comes back. Sometimes it's just a cycle of, like, getting over it and then getting
Like I said, part
and
two,
that's
the
okay,
remix. Jesus.
and that's okay. It's steps, you know?
You know what? It is what it is.
But yeah, yeah, It's
Yeah,
crazy out
find
here.
find the find the positivity in it, like you said, and find the humor in it and be able to really just live your life and not be too paranoid, too paralyzed by it to continue on with your day, with your life. Be able to settle down for sure. It's
Yeah, because I
big.
feel like if you don't attempt to conquer it, it will literally control you. So, like, even, like, with pool noodles, like, it to a point will get it's super paralyzing, and I don't want you to get to a point to where you don't even wanna go outside because of the thought of, like
Oh yeah. I mean, and it has happened where I'm just like, nope.
yeah,
Or
and it
like
sucks because I've been in that headspace. It's like, "Dude, like, ugh, I don't wanna
literally
feel this way anymore."
my half brother, love him, but this was a mean moment. But he's amazing, so don't worry about it. But he was like trying to get me to like go with them to see the new Harry, like, well, at the time, part two of the last movie in Harry Potter, like of that
Mhm,
series. And I
mhm.
love Harry Potter. I'm a Slytherin. It makes no sense.
Could
Anyway,
you guess what I am?
are you a Hufflepuff?
To
Hufflepuff,
the bone.
girl. I surround myself with too many Hufflepuffs. But I mean, I think my boss is a Gryffindor and my other friend's a Slytherin.
Nice.
I think one of them also is a Ravenclaw. I gotta figure this out when I go to work because we were just talking about this, literally. But anyway, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I have a deep invested fear in the mascot. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, he was trying to get me to watch this movie. And I was like, no, I'm not going. And so he's like, okay, we'll pick another movie. Well, they didn't pick another movie, but they told me that they picked another movie. And so when we got to the movie theater, I said, why does our ticket say Harry Potter on them? And
Oh gosh.
he was like, surprise. I was like, I will literally be terrified. So anytime it came up, my face was fully in his armpit. Like, and he's massive. Like, he's
Aw.
this, like, tall. I call him a brick wall sometimes because he's so tall. And but like he's so tall, and I was like literally so short that I was like, "Ah, I don't want to see it. And I was like holding my ears. Like, it was so bad. I mean, I got through it. Don't get me wrong. But like anytime I had an inkling it was gonna be on the screen, I was like neck deep in his armpit because I was so
Yeah,
scared.
yeah.
And it, it is like that. Like, I could have like really enjoyed that movie, but I was just so like terrified to even
Mhm.
go. But they got me
Yeah.
to go because they lied. Liars,
Connived.
liars. Anyway, I wonder, toxic thought. So I always wonder, like, who of my family listens to the podcast, like in the sense of like my brothers and my parents, because I know they
Mhm.
know I do this. Like, obviously, like I'm in their house currently, with the background and the yeah. Anyway, but
Yeah.
I wonder if they ever hear this and they're just like, "What is she like? Why is he talking about that?" You know what I mean?
What is going on in there?
I really wonder. Anyway, toxic thought over. But day in the life, blessed be.
Yeah, but
Because
I'm
I know
proud
my
of you for
friends.
getting through the movie.
Right, me too.
But that it kinda goes
Oh,
back to that thing of, like, think of something positive to go along with it, and, like, you were able to get through it because you knew that you had something else
my
that was
brother's
kinda
armpit.
there that was being, like but it
Yeah,
was a sense of comfort, so you still
it
had
smelled
something
great in there.
you still you had that moral support right there, you know?
I'm sure my adrenaline was so high. I was in just like I was in the mode. Like, I didn't
Yeah,
smell nothing, but it got the job done. I saw the
yeah.
movie. Now, now sometimes it'll pop up, like scenes of the movie will pop up, and I'm like, girl, weren't you already traumatized the first time? Anyway, but yeah.
But
So I
yeah.
mean, it'll get there. But I love Harry Potter. I love that I'm a Slytherin. It fits my personality. I have a lot of very dry, like, dark humor.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. I'm in love with Draco Malfoy. Whatever. Like, like it's fine. It's just that like last two movies, I'm like,
Gosh,
No thanks.
Maybe not.
Oopsie.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're
And that's
slowly
on
trying to period.
phobias.
Oh,
Phobias. Oh, period. And that's on period.
so yeah, every day, we're gonna try to
Another day, another
conquer it
dollar.
a little more. And if you
Correct.
don't feel like conquering it that day, that's fine.
You got tomorrow. You got next week.
Exactly.
You're
It's
fine.
it's it looks like this, you know? It's non-linear sometimes,
Yeah,
and that's okay.
it's a wavy hill, up
Yeah.
and downs, girls,
I told
boys.
myself, I'm like, one of my goals before the year is out. Will this happen? I don't know. Stick around and find out. Um, one of my goals is to learn how to swim by the end of the year. So we're gonna see.
I
We're
kind of
gonna
love
see.
that.
Yeah, we're gonna
Girl,
see,
I'm
and
going
that will be
swimming
like,
tomorrow. Come on. I'll teach you.
yeah.
We'll start in
So
the toddler part, and then we'll move
yeah,
deeper and deeper as we go.
yeah. We're gonna have a follow up to this, a part two, and be like, so, did you ever did
And
you
you're gonna
ever
be
learn how
like,
to swim?
heck yeah, I did. And I'm gonna be like, good, proud of you.
Gonna do a series, conquering phobias,
Oh my
one
god.
by one.
It won't be me. So yeah. I've tried so many trying to get over it. And I think I need a break of like trying.
Yeah,
Like sometimes you gotta take like
absolutely.
a little pause. But
Yeah,
once that pause is over, I'll try again.
yeah. And you're
But yeah,
gonna do it. You know why? Because there's power in the tongue. So you gotta speak it into existence.
look
So
at
if
you
you
being
say that I'm
poetic.
not gonna if you say you're not gonna get over it, then you're not gonna get over it because you already put it out in the atmosphere that you're not.
You right.
It's easier said than done.
Correct. I mean, but like I said, like we've been saying, take your time. It's at your own pace. You can
Exactly.
do it.
It's not a race.
Go to therapy if that's an outlet for you. Do what you need to
Exactly.
do.
It's
Um,
literally taken me 20 I'm 27. It's taken me 27 years to get
girl,
over
you
one single
27?
yeah.
Don't lie to me. I thought you were like 24, 25,
Oh, I
girl.
remember those days. Gosh.
Girl,
It
I'm
was like
25. Don't be acting like not to be 26 next month. Absolutely not. Children. Anyway, it's like those videos where you sorry guys, I'm having ADHD moments today. Um it's like those TikToks where they're like, where's my dad? I'm all alone. And the caption is literally me, a 25-year-old, leading the education of kindergartners. And it's like, I mean, you right. I don't know why we're allowed to have any impact on society sometimes. But we got some ideas.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, it's a process.
You guys
Now
got
I
this.
feel bad about saying like her like method of just kind of like replaying it
No,
until you're
no,
desensitized because that's like
no.
really hard to do.
Well,
It's easy to
hey,
say, but that's super hard to
here's the
do.
thing. Some phobias are worse than others. Some you got to deal with one way, and the other you have to deal with another way.
Another
It's
tactic, yeah.
it's like grief. If you are
Mhm.
grieving someone, a grandpa, a friend, a grandma, an aunt, an uncle, a mom, a dad, a sister, a brother, whatever, you're going to deal with each of those in a different way, and
That's
they're
so
all not
true.
the same.
That's so true.
So, everyone,
Yeah,
you got this. We believe in you.
absolutely.
And CJ, to wrap us up, and since we're at that time of the night, night, day, whatever time you guys are listening to this, love that. Um, what is your social media?
Ooh, my Instagram is Christian Nicole J.
Yes.
My Facebook is Christian Nicole Edith Jordan. It's my whole name.
Girl, say it with your
Yeah.
chest.
That's like the main two socials I use. I really don't even use Facebook, but like hit me up on Instagram for sure.
Ugh, I love a good Insta. But when you said it the first time, you were like, Instagram. I said,
Gram.
girl, you got me messed up. All right. But, I appreciate you for being vulnerable with us today, talking about such a hard topic. And again, thank you for being on the show. Everyone, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys. Please leave us any comments, subscribe, like, all the good stuff, because we love to hear from you and see you. So
Yes.
we'll just wrap this up. I'll see you guys later.
Bye. Thank you for having me, Gabby.
Bye. Of course.
Thank you so much for listening to Enhance Podcast. I am Sam, one of your hosts.
And I'm your other host, Gabby Sabai.
If you want to find me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at SamDifYouDo.
You can find me on TikTok at GabbyS80 and on Instagram at GSABAT97.
And if you want to follow the podcast, you can find us on Instagram and on Facebook at enhance.productions.publishing.
And check us out on our website at enhance.productions.
Enhance your peace
Your joy.
and your existence.
Do, 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 do.